Most men do not fail suddenly. They fail slowly, quietly, one ignored morning at a time. This is not a story about a man who lacked talent. It is about a man who delayed his discipline and nearly lost everything because of it. In an age when the sun decided who survived and who faded away, one sound ruled all lives alike: the morning bell. In an old stone village surrounded by fields and forests, the bell rang before sunrise every single day. Its sound was heavy, deep, and impossible to ignore. When it rang, doors opened, fires were lit, and the village moved as one body. Farmers stepped into the fields, blacksmiths ignited their forges, and merchants prepared their carts. The village did not wait for motivation. It obeyed routine. Those who rose with the bell built full barns, strong homes, and steady lives. Those who did not slowly disappeared, not dramatically, but quietly, until no one spoke their names anymore. Near the edge of the village, close to the forest where the path grew narrow and forgotten, lived a young man named Edrin. He was strong, intelligent, and capable, yet always behind. His father had once been a respected craftsman whose work was known for its reliability. When his father died, the workshop passed to Idrin along with a reputation he had not yet earned. At first, the villagers were patient. They saw potential in him. But potential without structure is a promise that expires. Idrin worked when he felt inspired. Some days he labored with intensity and pride, convincing himself that passion alone would carry him forward. Other days he waited, telling himself he would begin when the moment felt right. Each morning when the bell rang, he turned away from it, pulling the blanket closer, choosing comfort over command. He believed discipline was something forced upon weak men, not something chosen by strong ones. Yet as weeks turned to months, orders slowed, trust weakened, and the workshop grew quiet. At night, regret visited him, heavy and persistent. But when dawn returned, comfort always won. One morning, Edrin was sent beyond the village to deliver tools to a distant farm. The path led near the forest where few people traveled. There, beside a weathered stone hut, sat an old man carving symbols into wood with slow and deliberate movements. His posture was calm, his presence unsettlingly still. Without lifting his eyes, the old man spoke, telling Edrin that he walked like a man who feared mornings. Edrin bristled, denying it, insisting the old man knew nothing about him. The old man only smiled faintly and replied that men ruled by comfort always mistake their chains for freedom. He pointed toward the village tower and told Edrin to come back the next morning when the bell rang. Edrin scoffed, saying he did not answer bells. The old man replied that then he would always answer regret. The next morning, the bell rang as it always did. Edrin heard it and ignored it. But the old man's words lingered, unsettling him. By the time the sun rose, Edrin stood before the hut. The old man was already awake, working in silence. He told Edrin that arriving late was still failure, because discipline was not about arrival, but about timing. He handed Edrin an axe and told him to work. No explanation followed, no encouragement, just repetition. Day after day, Edrin returned. Some mornings he arrived early, other mornings late. The tasks never changed. Chop wood, carry water, clear the ground, stand still when told. When Edrin complained that the work was meaningless, the old man agreed. He told him discipline was not trained through purpose but through obedience to action when purpose was absent. These words angered Edrin, yet something within him began to shift. As the weeks passed, Edrin noticed something else. The days no longer blurred together. Time felt heavier, more defined. Each morning either belonged to him or accused him. There was no longer comfort in delay, only awareness. The old man explained nothing more, but his silence became a mirror. In it, Edrin saw how many years he had surrendered not to failure, but to hesitation. He realized discipline was not taking something away from him. It was giving him back control. Then one morning, something unexpected happened. The bell rang, and Edrin was already awake. He did not feel motivated. He did not feel inspired. His body moved before his mind could object. For the first time, action did not wait for desire. The old man noticed and told him that now he was dangerous, because a man who acts without needing motivation cannot be controlled by circumstance. When Edrin returned to his workshop, everything changed slowly, almost invisibly. He opened at dawn every day. He worked whether tired or strong, inspired or empty. At first, nothing improved. The silence tested him, but he did not retreat. He stayed. Then, steadily, everything did change. His hands grew precise, his mind grew calm, and trust returned. Orders increased. Apprentices asked to learn from him. The village noticed not because Edrin spoke of discipline, but because he embodied it. He finished what he started. He showed up without excuses. Years later, one morning the bell rang, but the old man did not appear. Edrin went to the hut and found it empty. Dust covered the floor. Time had already begun to erase the place. Inside, carved into stone, were the old man's final words. Motivation obeys discipline. Discipline never obeys motivation. Edrin stood there for a long time, understanding that the old man had never given him strength. He had only forced him to claim it himself. Edrin returned to the village as the bell echoed once more. He rose with it, as he always did. Discipline had become silent, automatic, unnegotiable, and he understood then what most men never do. Discipline does not feel powerful. It feels boring, repetitive, unnoticed, until one day you look back and realize it built everything you stand on. The bell still rings every morning. It rang long before Edrin. It will ring long after him. And every time it does, it asks the same question, a question that decides the shape of a life. Will you rise, or will you explain your life away tomorrow?